All eyes turn to Twitch as the CHL draft gets underway. The Preds roll into Vegas for a long-awaited bout with a new team on the scene. Pekka Rinne puts the team on his back as the Leafs and Canucks face off in a season opener for the ages. This is SportsCentre.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SportsCentre. I'm your host, Noam Suisa. Alongside me, this very big can of Molson Canadian. Boy, oh boy, do we have an exciting show for you today. We start things off in the Corona Hockey League. What's the Corona Hockey League? I'm so glad you asked. The Corona Hockey League is a compilation of some of the best players, some of the best coaches, and some of the best hockey minds getting together to have a tournament in this trying time. There was a fantasy draft last Saturday, and it went swimmingly well. It's a great reviews by all, and we'll have more insight and analysis from our professional Hockey Insider panel coming up very shortly. But first, we just want to jump right into the games. First game up, we got the Columbus Blue Jackets visiting the Pepsi Center to take on Connor Hellebuck and the new-look Colorado Avalanche. Bobrovsky getting the start in net for the Jackets, and he'll be tested early as Jack Eichel gets not one, but two great opportunities from in close, but Bobrovsky turns him away. Going back down the other way now, Patrick Kane picks up his own centering pass and scores, ripping that one home for his first of the year, first of the game, and making it 1-0 for the Jackets. A few minutes after that, a scary moment as Charlie McAvoy absolutely levels Victor Arvidsson. He'll be out 2 to 3 weeks with a pulled groin. On to the second period now, as Clayton Keller carries the puck down the wing for the Avs, puts it out front to himself, takes a shot, Bobrovsky stops it, but Svechnikov buries the rebound, making it 2-1 for Colorado. Fans are loving that. On to the third period now, we got Rantanen centering out to Jack Eichel, who gets stopped, but Kyle Connor does not, and he puts home the rebound to make it 3-1 for the Avalanche. Here's where things start to get really ugly for Bobrovsky as Barkov one-times home his first of the year. What a beauty. The Avs would add one more in garbage time and go on to take this one by a final score of 5-1. Next up, we got the Red Wings in the nation's capital taking on Washington. Right off the bat, Tarasenko tests Vasilevsky, but he makes the stop except for the challenge. Moving on to the second period now, Red Wings still pressing for that first goal, but Couturier absolutely robbed by Vasilevsky. Capitals pushing back a little bit now. Mark Scheifele robbed by Grubauer. Now, here's something you don't see every day. Ilya Kovalchuk with an absolutely massive hit there. On to the third, still 0-0, and Grubauer with another huge save. And Micah Zibanejad cannot believe he did not score on that point-blank opportunity. Now, about 7 minutes left in the third period, Caps absolutely heinous turnover. Works over to Andre Palat, and he buries it. He makes no mistake. That's the first goal of this scoreless game, and it is now 1-0. Ensuing faceoff, Michael Frolik hauls down the Capitals player. He'll sit for 2. Can the Capitals equalize? They're pressing. But Grubauer makes a huge save to keep the Red Wings lead intact. Scheifele with another shot a couple minutes after that, and Grubauer is up to the challenge as the Red Wings would add an empty net and go on to win this one by a score of 2-0, and Grubauer with the shot. Next game up, Preds versus Golden Knights. A very exciting one, as we know a lot of storylines surrounding that. Binnington talking a lot of smack on Twitter. Let's see if he can back it up as the Preds are in town to take on the Vegas Golden Knights. There he is, the trash talker himself, Jordan Binnington. Can he live up to his word? We will see. And Braden Holtby, of course, getting the surprise start in net for the Golden Knights. Everyone thought Fleury would get the opening night nod, but no, it's Holtby. And he's put to the test right away as Stamkos rips one, but Holtby is up to the task, turning that away. He'll be tested again a few minutes later as TJ Oshie rips one and Holtby clears his rebound. Fortunately, he couldn't be perfect all night as he stops the first Darnell Nurse slap shot, but Jacob Vrana tucks in his rebound for the first goal of the night and his first of the season. A few minutes after that, Binnington proving he's more than just talk, making an excellent save there on that Evgeny Malkin slap shot. On to the second period now. Preds on the power play. Ovechkin all alone in front, and he makes no mistake putting that one home. It's 2-0 for the Predators. His teammates loving that. OV on the power play. Deadly, and his former teammate Nick Backstrom can do nothing but look on and cry. Here's another look at that one. Can't leave OV alone like that. He's going to bury that every single time. On to the third period now. Ovechkin. I'm not sure what he's thinking there. Heinous turnover in the Knights zone. It will turn around and go the other way. Knights will get some glorious opportunities. Binnington makes the first one, but the Preds can't clear. The Golden Knights keep it in the zone, work it back to Marner, and he scores. That's his first of the year as well, and the Knights are on the board. 2-1 Predators. A few minutes left in the third period now. The Predators working it around, and they bury one. That is Nazem Kadri from Michael Furland. One more look at that one. Rifles it far side right past Holtby's outstretched blocker. Knights would go on to add a late one. It wouldn't matter. Predators get this one 3-2. Next up, we have the late game as the Maple Leafs are in town to take on the Vancouver Canucks. Early on, Pecorine is tested, Connor McDavid robbed. Now we got Pietrangelo leveling Roman Josi. This was a chippy game. Now the Leafs here 2-1, but John Gibson proving that Pecorine is not the only good goalie in this game. Now we got Saad carrying it in for the Canucks. Leafs fail to clear. Saad gets it in deep. Always a good play. Canucks work it around, and eventually it works over to Dylan Strome, who one times home his first of the season. What a beauty. We're going to get another look at that. He gets all alone, and Dylan Strome is not going to miss that one. Buries it for his first of the season. On to the second period now. In the Leafs zone, Muzzin absolutely works over Gustav Nyquist, and he gets called for hooking? That's a weird one. Domi's not too happy about it. John Gibson couldn't care less. Now Leafs looking for the equalizer, but John Gibson up to the task. On to the third period we go. Gibson with a big save here on Voracek to keep it 1-0. The Leafs retain possession, work it around to Johnny Gaudreau all alone in front, and he gets robbed by John Gibson. Keep it 1-0. John Gibson clearly playing a very good game, like a man possessed right now. Everything's going well for the Canucks till the last minute here, where John Gibson accidentally plays it right out to Josh Bailey, and he scores to tie this game up at 1. Leafs fans in the building loving it. Leafs always get a lot of fans in places other than Toronto. We'll take another look at that here. John Gibson makes the mistake passing it out. That one's going to haunt his nightmares for a long time. Misplay of the night candidate, I'm sure. Leafs pressing for the go-ahead goal in the last minutes here. Tyson Barrie, but Gibson atones for his mistake. We're going to need overtime. About a minute left in the extra frame as the Leafs carry it in. Put it out front. A bit of a scrum ensues, but Voracek is able to dig the puck out of the scrum and bury his first of the season to give Maple Leafs the stunner over the Canucks 2-1. Elsewhere around the league on Saturday night, we had the Calgary Flames falling 3-0 to the Hartford Whalers / Carolina Hurricanes. Unfortunately, this game wasn't televised, but it sounds like a great time was had by all, and the Hurricanes had a whale of a good time beating up on the Flames as the Flames were not able to get it going offensively. Now, let's move on to the other nation's capital, where the Ottawa Senators take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins, of course, led by their superstars Austin Matthews and Leon Draisaitl, opposed on the other side by Carey Price. Some nervous moments early on for Price as Matthews steals a puck behind the net and almost buries it on Price, but he's able to shut the door. Matthews again with a big shot, but Price turns that one aside too. Now Ottawa's coming in with numbered. Panarin somehow dishes to Nylander, who's all alone in front, and he scores! That's his first of the season, making it 1-0 for the Senators. Now Penguins coming back the other way. Looking to test Carey Price. Brendan Gallagher with an open one-timer in the slot, but Carey Price turns him away, keeping it 1-0 Ottawa. Now, Freddie Anderson's proving Price isn't the only goalie in the game as he stones Panarin on that backhand one-timer. Penguins coming back the other way in numbers, 3-on-2 as Zuccarello buries that one past Price, making it 1-1. Now the Penguins keep coming, and the original shot is stopped, but Brendan Gallagher banks home the rebound. making up for that earlier play where Price had his number, and it is now 2-1 Pittsburgh. Ottawa, not to be deterred. Drew Doughty dishes over to Dougie Hamilton. He scores! Making it 2-2. We're going to need overtime. Or are we? Ryan McDonough hauls down Leon Draisaitl. That's going to be a penalty. No matter how much he doesn't like it, he can argue as much as he wants. He can raise his palms to the sky, but this is tripping every time. As he'll sit for 2 or less. Going to overtime, Penguins on the power play. Austin Matthews walks out front, rips one on Price, but Price turns him away. Penguins are not able to capitalize on the power play. Ottawa on the power play now. Dishes over to Sam Reinhart, and he makes no mistake burying that one past Freddie Anderson. Senators take this one in a nail-biter. Went right down to the wire, 3-2. Wow, those were some great games, weren't they? Well, we now are very thrilled to throw it over to Julian Fortaleza and our Hockey Insider Trading Panel. Guys? And here we are with Julian in the TSN Hockey Insider Trading Panel. Thank you for being here with us today.
Hey, man.
How's it going?
Great. How are you?
I'm also pretty great, pretty excited about the new hockey season. Obviously, it's not how any of us saw this whole thing playing out, but could be exciting nonetheless. What surprised you at the draft?
You know what? I was surprised about how many players who played together got stuck together still. Like, what if Besser and Pedersen hate each other? But now they're still in the same locker room, creating the same BS that they were with the Canucks.
Well, clearly it wasn't working on the Canucks. Were they second wild card before the real season ended? Something like
good
that.
Enough.
Now, familiarity breeds contempt. That's what I always say. Do you have any players? Obviously, everyone's talking about McDavid. Everyone's talking about Draisaitl. Everyone's talking about Crosby. But are there any players that you think have flown under the radar? They're going to have a really big impact this year?
Hey, you know what? Arvidsson looks really good. Oh, just kidding. He's hurt already.
He's hurt already. He's out until, I think, the end of September.
Yeah, broken groin is what I've been hearing.
Broken groin or broken heart? One of the two.
Broken pride.
Yeah, I think he was just embarrassed because he got hit so hard. And then the Jackets, I believe they lost that game 5-1 as well.
Oh, it was a tough loss.
It was definitely a tough loss. What has been a standout jersey for you so far in the campaign?
Ooh. I mean, we could talk about jerseys all day, but have you seen those gold helmets?
I think you're right. I think that's a much more worthwhile topic of discussion. Leading scorer on each team with the gold helmet. Matt Barzal on the Red Wings, I think, was a bit of a surprise leader to take the gold helmet off the top there. Wasn't expecting to see that.
On the opposite side of that, you got Patrick Kane, who's obviously going to have the gold on his head for a while.
Patrick Kane was born to wear the gold helmet.
Yeah.
And it just looks...
You can see his flow right underneath. Looks fantastic.
Absolutely. That's what you want to see. Speaking of flow, do you think the fact that there's only 12 teams and the consolidation of all the talent in the league and how every team now is just chock full of top 6 talent, how do you think that impacts the flow of the game for the coach?
Oh, you know what? I think the coaches are going to love it because you're going to have lines that can do multiple things all the time. And you can just send them out whenever you want, really. You got checkers, you don't really have checkers, but you got the best grinders in the league that are still playing. Like, if you're on a team, you're good. You have to be.
This is the best of the best, the cream of the crop. And it's interesting to see the different strategies, I think, that people took with their drafting. Some people drafted goalies high. Some people didn't draft goalies until the last round. I don't know. Where do you come down on the goalie drafting statistic? Draft goalies early, draft goalies in the middle? What's your policy?
I mean, I took Bob pretty early, but he's got a foothold in the city. He's a real character, but he hasn't been performing yet. He's had one good game out of 3, which is not good enough. But you know what? If I could do it again, I think I would still take him where I took him.
I think you're right. I think you made the right call. I think seeing Bobrovsky back in a Blue Jackets uniform has been calming for all of us in this trying time.
There's something in every multiverse, some things are constants. And Bobrovsky needs to be on the Blue Jackets.
Absolutely. The fabric of this alternate reality was starting to tear at the seams. The minute Bobrovsky left the Blue Jackets and started entering into this other like parallel side thing, like in Lost, how there's two things, but one of them's not the real one. Then there's the other one. But you've merged those realities back together, I think, by putting Bobrovsky back on the.
I was very fortunate to notice before it tore up.
Well, yeah, I mean, you and Torts are doing the Lord's work, keeping everything together in this time where everything's falling apart.
Oh no, Torts wasn't happy about it actually. He said, "No, I want a real goalie." But I said, "Hey."
What? I mean, this isn't news to me. I didn't know there was a rift between Torts and Bobrovsky. This is enlighten the viewers.
It's huge. Who do you think keeps taking his Vagin gun? Like, he might just be the messenger, but the Torts is getting the stick for the decisions being made.
Well, that's the thing. It's the carrot and it's the stick. Which one does Bobrovsky respond better to?
Oh, carrot sticks are good. Baby carrots, also good. But, like, if you're going to cook carrots, I think oven roasted is probably the best way to go.
Absolutely, and it's cool to have a bit of a mixture. You don't just have the orange ones. I think you have some purple carrots. Have you ever had those?
Oh, I haven't. And when you said that, I kind of started thinking of yams. But
that's a good point. But, I mean, it would be also good. You have some yams, you have some carrots, you have some purple carrots, maybe some potatoes. Yeah, there's a whole veggie scramble going on.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's what Bobrovsky needs to get him back on the case.
Yeah, man. You know what they say, a veggie scramble a day keeps the torts away. So he's been trying to pack them in.
Very good. So there you have it. Thanks so much for joining us today on the TSN Hockey Insider Trading segment of the show. It's great having you on, as always, and I'm sure we'll see you soon.
Hey, no problem, man. Glad to be here.
Thanks, you guys. That was great. Okay, now it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. You guessed it. 1v1 time. Sponsored by none other than Guts, Glory, Ram. We got a couple of great challengers. The first one here, Kovalchuk absolutely laying this guy out. That's the biggest hit I've ever seen this guy make. But he's got stiff competition in Ovechkin's absolutely stellar snipe past Holtby's outstretched glove. We'll let you guys vote. We'll let you guys see who you think is the champion. And we will go from there and we'll see who is the best hockey player out there right now. Both Russians, coincidentally. That's weird. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for coming to the show today. Really appreciate having you all here. Looking forward to a great season. Looking forward to a lot more really fun SportsCentre. And thanks for being here for it. All right.